Let's get into this movie. I have never done a movie reaction before. I'm actually thinking about dropping more reaction videos like this because of this movie, but I feel like this is a great introduction to something like this. The movie Sinners had so many hidden gems inside of there. I actually was not even going to watch the movie at first, honestly. It was to me like a low vibrational movie that I wouldn't probably have wanted to watch. But after like learning a little bit about some of the symbolism that was gonna be in it based on the previews, I was like, nah, we gotta watch this. We got to watch this. And then when I seen it, okay, you guys, I was like, I needed to see this. And I need to speak on the gems that are inside of this movie. So let's get into the first gem. So by the way too as well, you guys, these are Easter eggs. These are gems that nobody's probably really going to be talking about much. There may be a few that I'm mentioning that other people will mention because I know there's so many amazing other beings who have the eyes to see and they probably will see a lot of the same things. But I'm telling you, this is a movie that hundreds of people are going to decipher and a lot of them are going to have something different to say. Now, the ones I'm going to be talking about are literally off the wall. You guys are gonna be like, what? So let's get into it.
Of people born with the gift of making music so true, it can pierce the veil between life and death, conjuring spirits from the past and the future. In ancient Ireland, they were called Philly. In Choctaw land, they called them firekeepers.
Is the beginning of the movie. Like as soon as the movie started, it was like busting out the door with gems. Like this was literally calling to all of the amazing people that are in the music industry or have been in the music industry or just have been in the musical field from the level of soul who really have like true talent and connection to the Akashic records to be able to pull into reality messages that needed to be pulled into reality through music. So this is talking about the people who have that superpower, and it was literally like letting it be known that for a long time they have been hunted, they have been looked for, they have been seeked to push another agenda. So this is powerful. So let's get into the next one. And this one is actually going to tie into some other ones later on. So you guys.
Trying to fill your head up with this make-believe. I mean, your cousin, we don't give it to you straight. Chicago ain't shit but Mississippi.
So for this next one, this kind of ties into the first one. So as you guys can see, you have the two twins on each side, and you have the guy Sammy, who has this musical gift and talent, sitting in the middle. They're wearing red and blue. This literally represents the right and left side of the brain. He's sitting in the middle. I feel as if this represents the path that a lot of people who have this golden glow too, by the way. So with him sitting in the middle, let me get to that. Let me say that first. He has this golden aura that is cast around them. Like, I feel as if the director of the movie did that on purpose. I don't think that that's for a coincidence. Like, people who have these types of talents and gifts have a white and gold aura that cast around them. They have this Christ consciousness type of aura about them, and he had that frequency, which is the reason why he was called Preacher Boy. And also too as well, he grew up in the church. I feel as if it was a representation of the Christ consciousness, the Christ-like frequency from the universal God force of all that is inside of the people who have that God spark. You know what I'm saying? So it's something that you can see even around their aura, within their talent. And like I was saying, these guys represent the right and left side of the brain. So with the red being more of like the aggressive brother, and the blue being more of, he was also kind of aggressive. They were aggressive, but he was more understanding and caring. Like, he seemed more like a community figure, while the guy in the red, he was more about like just getting to the money and getting a quick deal. You know what I mean? So like, if you pay attention to that, if you haven't seen the movie, by the way, please go watch the movie, because this is a spoiler alert. I'm going to try my best to not make it like that, but it just is. There's no way we can stop that from happening. So I'm going to do my best. But with that, they were leading him on this pathway. So like, when in the beginning of the movie, his father said, if you dance with the devil, he may follow you home. You know what I mean? Or something like that. I might have said it a little off. But pretty much like that was the beginning of his path towards that. So let's get into this too as well.
Oh.
So I feel like a lot of people did not see all of the little hidden gems that was in this scene. Like, there was so many little hidden gems in this scene. So let's talk about the first one. The fact that they pulled over off of the path to a side road that had a like truck of opportunities. Look at it like this. It was like a truck of opportunities. So when they pulled up to the truck, right, they cleared the path. They showed the hidden opportunities. Within those hidden opportunities, what was the first thing that happened to Sammy? By the way, pay attention to the fact that when Sammy, the first thing that happened to him when he, went to go and take that, he seen a snake. The snake was next to something that looked like an old school camera or a projector screen. That represents film. That represents being watched. The viper snake, I believe that was a viper snake. Either way, it was a poisonous snake. That represented to me like Big Brother type of frequency. Not necessarily saying just the cameras that are watching around us, but just the frequency of the watchers. You know what I mean? Like the frequency of low vibrational beings that are watching, waiting to bite. But they ultimately have these smooth, slick opportunities that they come with behind them. So you ignore the initial bite. You ignore the initial warning because you're wanting to get to what's on the other side. So how does that make sense? How does that correlate? So after they kill the snake and throw it to the side, which represented ignoring that divine sign that was coming from the universe, letting them know this isn't a good idea, they literally went to go grab a bottle of beer and show him some of the other things that, talking about the things that they want to do next after that. Check this out. It was an Irish beer. This is something else that is going to correlate to another gem way later on. So this is probably going to come like at the end of the video. So if you guys stick around, you're going to see how this Irish beer had something to do later on with the movie. Just the whole correlation of Irish, period. I'm going to show you guys. It's crazy. So let's get back into this part. On the box where the beer was at, it said secrets or something like that. Don't know what this word means, so I'm not going to say it again. I don't know what this word means. But when I went to go and do like deep diving research on this word, I found nothing. But what I did find was that when I looked it up, I even went to like an AI app. Every time, the only thing that popped up was the word secrets. They kept saying that I spelt the word wrong. And asking me, are you sure that it's not the word secrets? And I'm like, So then when I looked it up online, as you guys can see right here, right? I was literally like, weird. Why is it that when I